All right, welcome into our second game of the night in this quadruple header super night as Diamond hosts the Cougars. We just finished up with our JV game. It was a shorter game, just 6-minute quarters, 4 quarters. Tonight's girls JV game will just be 2 full quarters of 7 minutes. And so in an abridged JV game followed by our girls varsity game, then our boys varsity game as the nightcap. And so Lady Cougars coming in just for 2 quarters, starting Lawrence, Lackey, Spencer, Quaddy, and Hetzel. Lackey tips the ball, Quaddy recovers, looking for a guard. Pass over to Hetzel, over to Lawrence. Lawrence is going to draw some early contact. So these are the same refs that we had for the JV boys. That type of contact was not called in that game. Ball to Hetzel. It's back out to Quaddy, dribbles it out, double dribbles. And turnover there for the Cougars. She went out, Quaddy and her switched places. I think she picked up the dribble trying to get it to her, didn't see it, and then try to dribble again. Lawrence just loses the ball. So
correction on the clock. They actually are doing a 6-minute clock, it looks like.
Okay, I thought it was supposed to be 7 minutes, but we got 6. Cougars a little confusion there. Ball inbounds to number 12. And Lackey comes up with the rebound. Passes the ball up to Spencer. Spencer pushes. Lawrence is going to deja vu as she dribbles down, and number 14 fouls her.
Lawrence is doing a good job of staying strong with the ball and finding that edge, and the defender doesn't really have a choice other than to clip her.
Ball in the Quaddy, tipped out by number 14, which is Price. Are our refs using the correct inbound locations, Brian?
Yes, after an out of bounds, it is the near spot where it went out of bounds.
Hetzel, good step through.
Yeah,
great.
Nice disciplined footwork by Hetzel.
Cougars reaching for the ball. Nobody's playing defense. Quaddy comes with the rebound, gets stripped out by 34. Passes over to Hetzel.
34, Alexis Salami. Man, she's fast.
Yeah, she had a good fast break, but the Cougars content to reach for the ball instead of, oh man, tough pass. She dribbles through again and draws the foul and one. And Spencer's trying to stop her. And so she'll go to the free throw line with a chance to take the early lead as we're tied up 2-2, 4:52 in the first quarter / half. On in the second. Lackey comes out the rebound, pushes up to Hetzel. Hetzel over to Lawrence. We'll see if we get a dry foul here. She just loses the dribble. So again, they're pushing the ball up, and Lawrence is trying to drive in. Just hasn't worked so far yet this game. Oh, nice read by Hetzel. Draws some contact, not called. So good steal by her and trying to get it back in. .34 hangs on to it. Spencer provides the defense. Ball up to number 12. Entry passes. The Cougars are fronting. Good block by Quaddy. Lackey, and we're going to get a loose ball here and a jump ball, which will go to Diamond. So Televen comes in for Spencer.
Diamond's looking for that pass to the corner into the low block entry. Good job by the Cougars denying it last time.
Air ball. And number 4, but 4 was there underneath to get the putback as they take the lead 4-2. Man. Cougars pushing the ball up as Lawrence is there static. And ball's tipped out of bounds by Diamond, but Cougars ball. Ball into Hetzel. Hetzel looks to set up the offense. Ball's poked out. Somebody's got to grab it. Throws it backwards to nobody.
Yeah, I think Hetzel thought she was going to get a backcourt.
Yeah, that's a backcourt. Yeah, I think she was waiting. She was watching the ball, but it was tipped by Diamond. So she was trying to save it. On Hutzel. A lot of hand checking there by the defense. Lawrence cuts through, loses the ball on that dribble. It's giving her fits. And we got a jump ball. This time we'll go Cougars.
Yeah, they gave her the blocking foul the first 2 times.
Yeah.
And I guess they're tired of calling that a foul. So now she just needs to
maintain the control of the dribble. So ball on the Hutzel. Looking for the screen. Pass tipped out by Price.
That's Kane. Actually, you're looking at the men's.
Oh, you're right.
The boys.
Sorry. You're right, Kane. You're better at this multitasking the names than I am. Tough pass by Lackey. Hutzel takes the ball in. Over Lawrence. That time that's tough. Quaddies maintains the dribble. And gets called for the double dribble. So there was a dribble where she was trying to control the ball before she picked it up.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that on video.
And we got a foul here. I didn't catch who that was on by Hutzel. So 4-2 lead for Diamond. Cougars come in their press. Ball's passed in. Passed down by 23. She drives in, number 12. Off the glass. Quaddy gets the rebound. Pushes up with her left. Looks too late. It's that decisiveness. Am I going to pass or am I going to drive? And when you double guess yourself, there's a chance to kind of get caught in the middle and give up a travel and a turnover. Substitution here. Didn't get in time. So Bender will have to wait till the next dead ball. Telvin knocks the ball loose. Good job. Bender now comes in for Lawrence. 4-2, 3:06 left in the first quarter / first half.
Sorry, I had it shown fourth quarter. Got that corrected. First quarter of the JV girls game.
Yeah, so Sweet trying to get the ball into Salome. Cougars need to provide some help. Oh, that's a travel. Quaddy brings the ball up. Ball gets poked free, but right to Bender. Misses it. Ball's tipped out of bounds. Off to Wildcats. She gets set in there inbounds. Things come across. High pass to Lackey. Lackey goes up. Shots off. Bender, we're going to get a jump ball. As Sweet and Bender get tied up. Cougars stay in their press. Ball into number 23. Pushes the ball up. Again, nobody's stopping the drive. And we got a timeout by Coach Jones, a full. I'm sure that's what she's going to talk to them about. Diamond taking advantage of the Cougars either not being in position or just kind of reaching for the ball. So Brian and I here tonight doing a broadcast for our games right next to the Diamond Pep Band. Interesting to see how our sound comes through.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's blowing us out of the water so far on the sound, which is good.
So Coach Jones realigning the team. The timeout here as Diamond now has a 6-2 lead. Coming out of the timeout. The Cougars ball underneath. Diamond ready in a 2-2-1 full court press. Cougars pretty dependent on a singular ball handler.
Number 23 for the Wildcats was Chloe Sweet. She's a freshman, along with 34 Salami, a freshman. Those are two good players for the Wildcats. That looks good for the future of their program.
Oh, we got a foul here. 23 is called for the push. Again, the Cougars need to provide some help. Just can't Have Etzel try to bring that ball up by herself. Good find in the pass. Bender goes up for the shot hard off the glass, but makes it. So a good shot to bring the lead back within 2. Shots on the baseline, good.
Number 23 and number 12 are both Sweets, assumingly they're sisters.
Ball's tipped and read by Salmi. She drives in, finds the open pass. Shots high off the glass. Lackey's gonna get called for the foul as you get an and one opportunity. Sending Kane to the line. Lawrence comes in for Televen. So Lady Cougars getting caught behind here, 10-4. Shots no good, up for the rebound. Lawrence comes in, snags rebound and trip. Salmi goes down. She's able to get back up and walk it off. But she's gonna get called for the foul. 4 team fouls on Diamond now. Tough pass, tipped. And ball will go back to the Cougars. Cougars got to move. Ike throws the ball, gets called for another block. What do you think? Was that a foul or a clean block? What do you see?
I don't see a foul there. I think that's one of those situations where he blew the whistle and then thought about what the foul was. Maybe did he give it to Fort? Did he give it to?
It was on Lackey.
Yeah.
So Salmi good with the first. Extends it now to a 7-point lead for Diamond. 1:51 left in the first quarter / half. Etzel steps over the bound. It doesn't matter because she makes the shot. 12-4. Oh, yeah. Confusion here by the Cougars on who's going to throw the ball in bounds. They handed it to each other, stepped out of bounds, and a turnover by the Cougars. Unnecessary. Ball number 12, good find underneath the 14, unable to make it. Brings the ball down. And just swarming here, we're gonna get a jump ball. Johnson hangs onto the ball, and it'll be the Cougars' ball. Hopefully they can do a better job throwing the ball in bounds this time.
Yeah, this press by the Wildcats is really confusing the Cougars doing this 4 wide, or this 1-4 press break, where they're just relying on being faster than their opponent to get the ball in.
Yeah, there's no screening, there's no movement. Makes it difficult. Ball into Hetzel. Diamond drops out of their press. Ball to Lawrence. Lawrence underneath to Bender. Ball's tipped. Salmi recovers. Pass through, we're gonna get a foul. She goes down pretty hard, bonks her head.
You don't think that's salami?
I don't want to be wrong.
By saying it just odd, it seems like it's
Salami, right?
Salami is probably easier than saying salami. And
right, because if it's salami, that's, I don't know. That's you know, if that's not their name, that's probably a nickname they've got their whole life. But you've never had any nicknames because of your last name.
Is that the 5th foul? I missed a foul there.
It is. So Spitzer checks in as Johnson gets a breather. And Salami goes to the line to shoot.
Like
2.
salamander.
Yeah. Yeah, or like I don't know. We'll just go with Salami, okay?
Okay.
And I don't want to be corrected. I'm okay being wrong here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we find out?
No, I don't want to. I want to be wrong. All right, Spitzer's able to bring the ball up. Pass to Lackey. Lackey gets it back up to our point guard. Pass over to Lawrence. Lawrence waiting for the play to develop. And Salami reads that pass. Picks up her dribble, passes it in number 12. Ball's a little low, and Lawrence picks up the ball. One-on-one opportunity, blocking foul. So number 14, Kane, getting in position, and they're going to call that on the floor.
That's the fifth foul, though.
Yeah. So Lawrence will go to the line to shoot 2, trying to dig out of this hole as the Cougars are down 8 points. High and long, but banks in for the first. Her first points of the night. Cougars now have 5 points. High and long. And that's a travel, but not called as she went down to the floor with the ball. Shots just off to the left. And Diamond saves it to our team. It's just the boys. Lackey to throw the ball in. Here comes the pressure. Ball to Lawrence. Lawrence brings the ball up, passes it over to Bender just through her hands. And turnover by the Lady Cougars. Tough going so far for our Lady Cougars. Unable to find any type of rhythm. 23 pushes the ball up. 4 just sitting there underneath. Misses the shot but goes up strong, and she's going to get fouled by Spencer. As Spencer comes in, try to disturb it, she just gets pushed out of the way, gives up the foul.
Number 4, Paige Marlborough.
I mean, this is what she's been doing all night, is just getting set. I haven't been really watching if she's got 3 seconds in the lane because she's got the spot she goes to. But most of the time, they've been getting it to her pretty quickly after it crosses half court.
Yeah, the Wildcats have really been playing in transition.
And we got a travel called.
Clock's running.
Shouldn't be. Yeah, Sweet gets called for the travel. They're waiting on the clock here. Yeah, and they put the time back on it. Okay, Cougars running a different type of inbounds play here, but still poke free. They're looking for that first pass instead of pump faking, creating maybe some distance between the defender and the offense.
Yeah, okay, they're going to drop out of it.
Yeah. More of a courtesy move than a tactical play. Nice dribble. Lackey shoots, just short. Ball's loose. Picked up by Hutzel, 15 seconds left. Lawrence brings it through, looks over to Lackey again. Ball underneath, good pass. Bender being in position for the rebound. Ball's tipped out. 7.3 seconds left, and it'll be Cougars ball.
We talked about Brigman going down. Bender's not going down, but I kind of wish she would to gather the ball first, like to gain control. It's like almost like she's kept it out on the tips of her fingers.
Oh, Lawrence for 3. Good looking shot. Just doesn't get the generous roll off the bounce off the front of the rim. So into the first. Diamond Wildcats winning 13-5. Again, we only have a half game tonight. And so Lady Cougars only playing. You have to think that this probably has to do more with, as both teams have pretty full rosters. No, I take that back. Diamond roster is not super large. And so maybe the half of the JV game is about the volume number of players that they have.
Yeah, just 13 players on their roster. And those 2 freshmen, Sweet and Salami, they probably are going to get some varsity minutes based on what I've seen from them in the JV game.
Well, we've got pretty much a whole substitution here for the Wildcats. So I think these are some of the girls that are going to play some varsity minutes, but maybe are underclassmen. And so instead of starting them in the game, they save them for the second quarter/second half.
There's just There's 4 seniors, but let's see, 1, 2. There's 5 seniors, but there's no juniors on the Wildcat roster.
It's almost similar to New Heights, who also don't have any juniors, girls on their roster.
Oh.
Okay, ball in to number 10. Pass it over to 21. Cougars in man. Ball high post to number 5. Passed over to 10. Looks for the entry pass. Over to 2. And a foul and 1 as she makes a good play to the basket. That shot by Sylvia Ogando. So I think that foul was on Lackey. Her shot short. Hutzel gets the rebound, looks up a little too late. Over to Lawrence. Lawrence takes a tough shot in, and she's going to get a chance to go the foul, the free throw line.
Yeah, Lawrence did the favorite strategy to the basket by Coach Harrell, and that's to go off of 2 feet and into the contact and able to draw the foul.
Mm-hmm. So Lawrence shooting most of our shots tonight, both from the free throw line and the field.
That 2-foot take, I like to think of it as a gallop. It's not both feet at the same time, but it's a 1-2 into the jump. She did a nice job there gaining the momentum.
So good shot, high and long on the second, the way she likes her free throws, as she definitely has more than 2 points tonight, as it shows on the scores table. Well, actually, no, I think that's right. Good rebound by Lawrence, but she gets fouled.
Yeah, again, she's looking to dribble off the low block rebound instead of looking to pass first. Look to pass first. If there's no pass, then put down the dribble.
So that foul on Hausch, who just checked in at the break. Lawrence, good pass over to Bender. Bender looks for the open. There you go, good read. Hutzel goes, just a little hard, and she gets fouled. As Sylvia Ogando gets her second foul of the game. 15-6, Wildcats. Spencer inbounds the ball. Passes too hard. Good hustle and quickness by Lafferty, as she gets the steal and the points. 17-6. Ball up to Lawrence. Lawrence pushes with her right, passes back to Lackey. Lackey shoots from the wing, no good. Ball saved to her teammate. I'm not quite sure by design, but saved nonetheless. Bounce pass in, ball saved to her teammate. Shots long, rebound by 12. Looks in, hook shot, and rebound by Lawrence. Lawrence fights through the reaches. Lackey into Lawrence, and Lawrence is going to get the third foul on Silva.
I think they just called it out of bounds. There's nobody reporting.
Okay. Yeah, I thought maybe they got it for that reach. Back in the wing, ball contested, and 21 comes and rips it through. Spencer defending, nice bounce pass. As she finds Roselle for 2, 13-point lead. Spencer cuts through, ball's reach, she gets the reach, she loses control, and ball's poked out of bounds. Couple substitutions here as Televen and Johnson check in for the Cougars. Cougars not given enough time or speed to be able to get their press set up, as the Wildcats just drive through it. Good reach by Johnson. So Johnson making an athletic play to stop that pass, entry pass, then force the tie up. And we got substitution here as Diamond puts in what I would assume are their primary JV players. 19-6. Hutzel drives the ball. Pass over Lawrence. Lawrence pushes with the right, gets through the defenders, floats it long. Rebound by Roselle passes up to Salome, who gets 2.
Lawrence is working that right side. She's getting baseline just a little long in that finish.
Yeah, doing a better job of hanging on to the ball. She dribbles through, which kind of gave her fits in the first. Cougars continue to struggle with Diamond's pressure. Nobody here to help her out.
Pivot.
Bounce pass, Salome, but Cougars just let her kind of have that pass as nobody came in to help. And Hutzel gets called for the foul. And we'll see. Can't see her number. That's at the free throw line here. 23. Yeah, sweet. Left-handed shot, good. Lackey checking in for Bender. And Spencer looks like she's going to be checking in as well. She comes in for Hudson. (22-6), 3:0 left in the game. Ball rolls out. Oh man, tough pass. Lawrence pushing hard with her right, goes up. Good layup by Lawrence. She just fights her way through. Sullivan unable to keep up. We're going to get the body. As the foul goes up on the shot.
That last attack by the Cougars where Lake and Lawrence was able to get it all the way down, that started with that outlet pass, even though it was contested. She's immediately in a break by getting that pass out.
Ball in to number 4, who's open underneath. Right side underneath. That's where Marlboro likes her shots. Lawrence again driving, but loses control of the ball. And we got a full timeout here by Coach Jones. So Cougars' primary offense at this time is Lawrence just driving the ball. They're not bad takes, nor are they bad looks.
Yeah, I like to say that when you're splitting the double, that should be the pickup. Anytime you put a dribble down after the double, you're really risking a foul that doesn't get called, or just losing the ball on the dribble. You got hands in the dribble lane, and it's really hard to get through that. I'd rather see them gather through the double, and then you have your 1-2. So be in the air as you're splitting the double, land 1-2, and then finish.
So Lawrence and Bender are going to have a seat as Hutzel comes back in. Cougars drop back into half court D. And a 2-1-2. Aller Salmi. Drive in. Telvin uses her arms very aggressively on defense. So ball's rolled off of 11. And yeah, good call. Ball was loose, but it just rolled off of her back. Rosell. Hustle brings the ball up. Over to Spencer. Spencer looks for the drive herself. Back to Johnson. Johnson over to Telvin. Telvin picks up her pivot. Ball underneath. Good look. Hutzel the crossover. Back up to air ball. Spencer had a good look at it. Just shorted it.
The Cougars made 4 or 5 successful perimeter passes there, but they're all dead foot passes where they're stuck in their position. They really need to be more active, stepping to the ball and creating some space for the next pass.
So ball over to 11, back up to 14. Tough pass, but 11 contains it. And Salmi for the 3, short. Johnson comes up with the rebound.
Yeah, you look on that rebound, Johnson on the block gets the rebound, but there's no option. Nobody's looking to be the outlet. And so she's just stuck with the double team.
Yeah, guards got to do a better job of giving help. And we're going to get a block here. on Johnson, but she was just a little late on defense. 14 foul.
I wonder why that became a throw-in up here.
We might have to use the graphic, Brian.
Well, I wasn't paying close enough attention, I guess, because I thought that was.
Ball saved to the other team. And we're going to all sorts of reaching. Yeah, I'm just not sure which one he's going to call it on. He's going to call it on Spencer with the initial
That's
reach.
the 5th foul on the Cougars.
Yeah, we'll go to the line. So thankfully this is just a half game because there's a couple players for the Cougars already with 3 fouls each.
Yeah, interesting strategy by the Wildcats compared to the Cougars. Wildcats, like you said, 13 players on the roster. So all those varsity starters got a minute or two in the second quarter, where the Cougars are only playing their JV girls. I mean, you're only playing a half. It seems silly to.
Well, there's really only 2 girls that play both with real minutes, and that's Quaddy and Prater. And with the Cougars kind of gimpy on their varsity team, Prater not playing any minutes, as Alex Stout nurses injury. So push up. And good points. Again, right side under the black by Marbo.
I was trying to think what the difference was in the JV game than what I've seen in the past. Oh, nice drive.
Oh, and it's offensive foul. Marbo was in position, and Lawrence goes into her, tries to foul. So 47 seconds left, 20-point lead.
So the Prater is the difference. They don't really have that true point guard.
Yeah. And again, with Stout injured, they need her for all 4 quarters and want her to stay fresh. She's been kind of dealing with injury this week, I think I've heard in practice. Tough defense by Diamond as she falls. And the refs give the Cougars the ball, which
I thought they were going to call a foul.
Well, it's either a foul or it's a travel, but either way, it shouldn't be. Yeah.
Well, it looked like she lost control of the ball. It went out of bounds.
Oh, floating pass. Johnson fights. We're going to get a jump ball. Yeah, Prater being so aggressive on defense and doing a good job of ball handling. Without her here, leaves Lawrence and Hutzel to be the primary ball handlers. Tough pass trying to get to the high post. Sami rolling around, rolls out of bounds, and stays Cougar ball. 12 seconds left. And second quarter / half. Spencer looking for an inbounds. Passes it back. Thought Hutzel was going to come back to the top. She didn't. And number 23, Sweet, extends the lead. And again, Hutzel trying to figure out if she's going to chuck the 3 for the buzzer beater. Instead passes it to Lawrence. As our JV girls lose to the home Diamond Wildcats 30-8. Cougars not able to get really anything going tonight. Kind of fed by Lawrence, kind of driving and making her own opportunities. But
yeah, the Cougars just seem to lack ideas in the offense. They didn't really have much action off ball, and passes to the wing were just continually being contested. Didn't really, other than, like you said, other than Lakin driving baseline, they didn't really have much going. And Diamond just got out running. That's a fast Diamond team, and they really gave the Cougars fits out in transition break.
So that's kind of a snapshot of what we're going to see. The varsity has some better ball handling, and they do have good speed. It's still just tough as Allie Stout rolled her ankle last week, and so she's not in the game tonight. And So losing that senior leadership is going to be tough for the Cougars. It's great to see how they respond to the home crowd tonight. So we'll take our, are you doing a game break and starting a new stream?
No, we'll stay on this stream for the girls game, so it's just a JV half. We'll keep that going. We will take an audio break here.
Okay, we'll be back here in 15 minutes for the varsity girls game, followed by the varsity boys. All right, welcome into our third game of our Super Night as the Diamond Wildcats host the Cougars. We finished up our JV games. We got an opening prayer here. This is unique. It's kind of standard for particularly the boys to do a prayer circle after the boys' varsity game. But tonight, the Diamond Wildcats starting with a prayer. Oh yeah, as the Wildcats are 4-7 on the season, and our Lady Cougars are 4-3. So an opening prayer. Now we're going to have the national anthem. national anthem is starting being played by the Diamond Pep Band. I'd like to thank our videographer, Brian Schumacher, for his detailed motion on tonight's game. So we're going to get our starting lineups here for our Varsity Lady Cougars versus the Varsity Diamond Wildcats. So Cougars without senior Alex Stout, starter senior Alex Stout, our 2 guard, as she got her ankle rolled up, and so she's still out. So number 2, Julia Sanchez, sophomore. Number 4, Ella Nelson, a sophomore. Number 5, Truly Prater, a sophomore. Number 10, Jessie Beaver, a senior. And number 21, a senior, Carly Doris. So Prater stepping in for that other 2 guard position as Alex Stout recovers. So the Wildcats, number 2, a sophomore, Mariana Silva Algondo. Number 10, sophomore, Dawson Hausch. Number 11, Anna Rosell, a sophomore. Number 21, Lily Hoyer, also a sophomore. And 23, Chloe Sweet, a freshman. So, you know, Cougars starting 3 sophomores, and Diamond starting 4 sophomores and a freshman. So young teams for both. We got to see most of these girls that are starting for Diamond in the JV game, as they got a few minutes in that abridged game as they just played 2 quarters. Diamond was really dominant in that game. Took advantage of just kind of our lack of guards and were able to push the ball up the court pretty quickly. So Diamond able to control the tip. Passes over number 21. Hoyer looks in, drives in. Ball packs out that as 21 takes the shot, and opening 3 is good. And they pick up in full man. Pass over to Doris. Doris dribbles the ball up. Crossover. Tries to get the ball to Beaver. We're going to get it back. It's tipped, so no backcourt. Beaver goes to her right to set up the offense. Pass over to Sanchez, into Nelson. Nelson back over to Beaver. Beaver looks for her drive, gets a good drive, forces it up. Unable to come through it. Loose ball, we got some contact. We're going to get a jump ball. You always kind of, so this is one of the questions that Brian and I talked about was, you know, what refs are we going to get tonight? These are the same 3 refs that have called every game so far. And each game's had a little bit of a different temperature to it.
Beaver had baseline there. If she would have taken that step back towards the defender, she probably draws the foul or at least has position for that shot.
Sanchez just a little off the mark. Ball's going to go off of the Wildcats. So Cougars loving that inbounds play. Sanchez shot really, really well on Monday night. And so good inbounds play, just a little shot off the mark a little bit. And we're going to run the same play to the other side. Nelson, athletic play to secure the rebound, but throws it backwards. And we're going to get a backcourt. So Nelson trying to find to set the ball back up top, just throws it away.
Yeah, Sanchez gets 2 open looks on that first possession for the Cougars. So that's just the name of the game. Make your shots, and Diamond is one for one.
So ball entry pass, ball's high off the glass, really high off the glass, but Sweet makes the shot. Cougars worked really hard to push the ball up the court, but one of the things that's bit the Lady Cougars more than anything else this year is bad passing. So Sanchez bends down to tie her shoes. Ball into Hausch as she brings the ball up. Cougars fighting the pressure. Ball in the corner, she loses the dribble. Back up to 2, she drives in, floater. No good off the glass, and we're going to get a foul on Doris as she reaches over the top of Silva Uganda.
Yeah, Ghana did a good job of bringing the ball down after she got it. That was the problem in the JV girls game, is that they'd leave it above their head and then get tied up. In that case, she drew the foul by ripping it away from Doris.
Cougars save it to the other team. Something that we've been talking about tonight, as Cougars go down 7-0, as Diamond starts off the game hot. So one of the conversations we've had tonight, it's definitely not a major conversation, it's a sub-conversation, but about saving the ball out of bounds. Instead of just trying to make an athletic play to save the ball, either pass it to your own teammate, pass it off the defender, or just go out of bounds with it and let your defense get set up.
Yeah, if you can take an end line inbounds play and turn it into a backcourt, that's better than trying to save it right underneath the basket where they can get a basket. So just chuck it all the way down court and reset.
So Diamond picking up full man.
Or like Titus Clevenger did in that JV game, throw it off of someone's legs.
Yeah. So Beaver brings the ball up, guarded by Hausch. Up into Ella Nelson in the high post, gets a good dribble, loses it, saves it. Out about, so she had the opportunity off a good little spin move and drive.
Nelson had the drive to the basket, just lost the handle as she came in.
Hausch brings the ball up. Cougars ready to trap. And the ball is tipped by Prater as they try to get it to Sweet. Inbounds by Hoyer. Ball to Hausch. Pass over to Sweet. Sweet into Rozelle. Shot short. Hausch gets the rebound. Tries to find the post. Nelson pushes the ball up to Beaver. Beaver onto Prater. Prater floats it. Misses the backboard. Looks for the foul. Comes in, grabs the ball. And gets a jump ball. So great play by Prater.
Nice job by the Cougars, Ellen Nelson, on the outlet pass to create that opportunity. That was what we talked about in the JV game, about pulling down a rebound and looking for the pass first rather than going for the immediate dribble.
Sanchez comes across for the steal, but draws the foul. And that's 2 fouls by the Cougars. Down 7-0, 5:24. Cougars playing defense, tight, ball's tipped. Coach B does not agree with that call. You can hear him shouting from all the way up here. Oh wait, no, that's not him.
He was pointing for sure.
He was definitely pointing. So Rozelle, Hausch able to control the ball. Has to go to Rozelle. Rozelle into the high post. Passes it back out to 23. She gets the shot up. No good. Good box out by Prater to get the rebound over to Nelson. And Doris has an opportunity here and the open lane to get us some points, and she does. So good pass and way to push the ball up the court by Doris to get the Cougars on the board. 7-2, Wildcats. Hausch brings the ball up, has an opportunity, takes the shot. Short of the glass. Nelson gets a rebound, looks for it. Tough pass over to Beaver, and she's going to get called for the reach.
Yeah, just a little panic by Nelson there because she didn't have anyone contesting her. She could have looked for the next pass. Instead, she made a tough bounce pass into congestion.
So Beaver actually gets called for that foul, which is always kind of a good thing for our Cougars because Nelson, she gets in foul trouble. She's such an offensive mover. So Hausch for 3, short. Rebound and pushback. Hoyer, ball's loose. Hausch recovers. No, and then for the drive, floater doesn't come through, and she's going to get called for the foul.
Another defensive rebound by Nelson.
So Lackey checking in here for Doris. And she'll grab a breather. 7-2. Pass into Beaver. Diamond still playing man. Putting that pressure on Beaver. She comes in and loses the dribble off the out of bounds, and it's a turnover. Beaver thought the ball was tipped.
I'm not sure what the action was there, but Sanchez has to come up and receive that as a dribble handoff. If the dribble comes to you, you can't hold.
House over to number 23, Sweet. Sweet on the entry pass. 21 gets set for a free throw. Sweet loses control of the ball. Cougars on the ground. Nelson doing a good job fighting for the ball. Throws it away to 11. Doris there for the defense. House for 3. It's off. Nelson pulls down the rebound. We got a 2-on-1. As she takes a no foul called.
Wow.
As Nelson goes high, but Doris is there to get the rebound in the offensive putback to cut the lead down to 3.
It's one of the rules that the High School Association has tried to enforce, is that that's got to be something. You either call that an offensive foul, a defensive foul, or a flop.
So Beaver on the fast break gets fouled by Roselle.
2 players can't go to the floor in a legal action on a shot.
Well, especially Nelson was so high, she got her with the knee and the leg up in the torso. Tough pass. Carry. Cougars trying to get away with that, or get a break there off the bad pass and the turnover. But Sweet unable to control her dribble, and it goes back to the Cougars.
Yeah, so after that early three-pointer by Hoyer and a 7-0 start, the timeout by the Cougars seemed to have settled them down. Now they are back in the game, one-possession game.
Screen and roll. Passing to Lackey. Lackey, ball gets stripped out by Agondo.
Pass is just a little low. Lackey needs that ball up above her head so she can receive it and go right up. It was down at her waist and was able to be deflected.
Nelson's going to draw the foul on Agondo. That's going to be her second foul. And so an immediate substitution here as Lafferty comes in for Agondo, who's got 2 fouls, and Quaddy substitutes in for Nelson.
I credited a foul wrong somewhere. It's 3-3 on the foul count. I'm correcting the board now.
We'll talk about that later.
Sorry.
Pass up to Doris.
As Christy Hipple says, I'll fix it.
Doris to Sanchez. Sanchez drives, bounce pass off the screen. Little hook that she likes. And the long rebound's recovered and pushed up by Hoyer. Hoyer goes with her own one-handed layup. It's no good. House pushes through everybody.
You know, that's a bailout foul. I mean, she just runs into the 3 players, and that foul was called on Lackey, I believe. Oh, no, it's called on Quaddy. And it's just kind of a slop play. I don't think that deserves a foul.
Well, fate agrees with you, at least on that one. As the first shot's no good. Sanchez gets her breather as Prater comes back in. Wildcats with a 3-point lead. House is good on the second. Beaver bringing the ball up. Pushes the ball up to Lackey. Lackey thinks about it. One-hand pass back to Beaver. Prater came on the curl. Doris Quaddy on the screen. Lackey's having a tough time. She's got a dribble, and we're going to get a block on number 21, Hoyer. So each team with 4 team fouls. Doris into Beaver. Beaver to Prater. Prater's cuts the screen, and we're going to get an offensive foul called on Quaddy for an illegal screen. A couple substitutions here as Nelson comes in.
Yeah, I really want to see Prater catch and face on that rather than stay in that half-side position, because she really needs to be in position to get on Quaddy's shoulder to prevent that offensive foul from happening on the screen.
Ball to the baseline. Quaddy gets pump faked up in the air. Can't do that. As Sweet makes the shot.
Yeah, nice jump shot by Sweet.
Sanchez drives in, screen by Nelson. Comes back, Nelson with the touch at the end.
Sanchez put a little attitude into that. She stopped like, what? Okay, I'll just pass it to a wide open Nelson for a layup.
Pass over to Sweet. Hausch. Oh, nice block by Doris, but the travel. So after the block, I thought Doris was for sure going to get called after that whistle for a foul as she came across on the second one. But it said, oh, we got a late substitution here as Beaver comes in for Prater. Quad need to do a better job of not getting stood up on defense. Beaver brings the ball up. The Cougars getting their offense. Ball up to Nelson in the high post. Turns around, fades. High off the glass. Fights for a rebound. Ball saved to anybody. And ball's loose. And they're going to say it's off of Nelson. As Hausch did a good job.
Boy, they're
hustling.
really letting Nelson play underneath there.
Yeah, again, a lot of our, keeping her out of foul trouble is really important because she's such a generator on offense. Ball to Hetzel, good way to break up the pass. She gets on the ground.
Take a timeout.
Yeah, ripped out of their hands. Hausch for two. No good. Beaver goes up for the rebound, and we're going to get a jump ball, and it'll go Cougars ball.
Yeah, I want to see that just be a player timeout. When you're on the floor on the defensive side, you don't have a place to pass that. That just call the timeout. There's 5 timeouts per game. You don't need all those. Use them to save a possession.
Beaver brings the ball up, set it up. 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Beaver to the high post to Nelson. Back up to Beaver. Beaver thought about it. It's just a long three. Drives through over Sanchez. Sanchez pump fakes, goes through traffic, and she's going to draw the foul, and that's going to be the 5th foul.
Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier. When you split that double, if you pick up the dribble there, and then they reach for you, you're going to get that foul called. If you're trying to dribble through it, a lot of times they don't give you that call.
So Sanchez goes to the free throw line. And Sanchez has been really key for us at the 3 line, making some big threes over the past several games. So just offed on the first. And rolls out on the second. Rebound and ball's tipped out, but it's going to Cougars ball. .30 seconds left in the game. Cougars have another possession. Opportunity to narrow the lead. Passing to Nelson. Nelson pulls it back. They're going to get her for a travel. So Cougars doing a good job of finding Ella in the paint. Just able to convert.
Yeah, we're still in the first quarter here.
On the high post, looking for the backdoor cut. Not there. Good 3 look. High floating 3 for Hoyer. 8 seconds left. Sanchez with the long 2. Just a little long. No unnecessary fouls here, Cougars. Hausch. We're going to get a foul unnecessarily. We're going to get a foul on number 2. That's going to... The question is, was she on the shot? And they're just going to give her if it was on the ground. So, again, unnecessary foul by the Cougars at the end of the first quarter as Hausch goes to the line. Opportunity to extend the lead. And she makes both of them. And now makes it a 9-point game.
I swear they had 2 fingers up.
I saw the same thing. So they said it was on the shot. It's a bad mental error by the Cougars to close out the first quarter.
Yeah, so after getting it to a 4-point game, the Wildcats close out the quarter with 5 points. Hoyer with her second 3 of the night, and then the free throws by Hausch.
So Cougars not doing what they need to, just mentally, to keep up in this game. As Diamond has played a good disciplined game.
You can tell the difference. The Cougars are struggling to find their rhythm without Stout in the game because that substitution, Stout's normally running that, Blankenship's trademark offensive transition is that secondary break where they get that ball to the right wing and have that runner to the block. And they've had a couple times already where that outlet to the right wing is actually getting stalled because there's not a player there that has that ability to attack and then dish.
You're exactly right. Yeah, so they rely a lot on Nelson and what she can do by creating the middle of the lane, but you're not getting some of those penetration opportunities that are allowing like Sanchez or others to get set for those threes. So the Cougars, just offensively, not much there in the first quarter. 15-6 as we begin the second quarter. Bounce pass into setback, and she's going to get called for travel.
Hoyer wanted that three to open the quarter again, and she was on the line. I think she tried to take a step back to adjust, and then the pressure came, and she got called for the travel.
Cougars in the original starting lineup. Bounce out to Doris. Dorson and Nelson. Nelson gets a little shove in the back. Skip pass over to Prater. Back to Beaver. Beaver drives in to Prater. Prater looks for three long. Hoyer gets the ball. Pushes it up to Roselle. And Nelson catches up, pokes it out of bounds.
Prater missed that three long, but that's a shot she needs to take. That ball gets kicked out to her. It's stuck if she doesn't take that shot. The Cougar defense just needs to be there for the backside rebound. That's an easy air ball backside putback.
House dribbles in, bounce pass over to a couple seniors checked in, I believe. No, a senior, Starbuck. Yeah, two seniors and Daniel check in for the first time this game. Pass over to House, she's open. Bounces wide. Number 3, I think that's Daniel. She drives through, maybe takes an extra step. And House gets Sanchez off the dribble. Ball's loose. And Nelson comes up with the rebound. Beaver taking the ball up the court, gets poked out. House there for the jump, and it's going to go Cougars. House doing a good job of just persistent defense and looking for those opportunities.
Yeah, Beaver was kind of delayed dribbling there, like she was looking for something down low. Really she needs to attack dribble the middle or give that ball up and give it to Sanchez on the wing.
Couple screens to create the action for the Cougars.
I like how Sanchez faced there to be able to set up the screen.
Nelson pump fakes, looks in.
Need it.
Oh, good look by Beaver. Just a little short, no roll. House brings the ball up. Good defense by Doris, but we're going to get a travel as Hoyer was not able to control the ball through.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Did she have possession of the ball on her ponytail?
Said it looked like she just kind of had it up on her shoulder.
The Hercules.
Yep. And, good looking shot by Sanchez. Pushes the ball up to Starbuck. Starbuck for the layup. Sanchez, lucky she didn't get called for the foul on that.
Big transition basket by the Wildcats. Cougars have had 3 open three-point looks to start the second quarter, but haven't been able to knock any down.
Again, yeah, Stout being also a good shooter at range. You lose some of her points, not just her ability to drive and play defense. So Cougars really find themselves in a hole as they're not able to get any type of offensive momentum. And Diamond doing a good job, as we saw in the JV game, of pushing their lanes and trying to create action through passing. So ball on the Beaver, picked up by Hausch. Wants her to go left. Ball on the high post for Nelson. Hausch comes back on the reach and steps out of bounds.
Hausch is a really physical defender. The Cougars need to be a little stronger with the ball. Elbows out a little bit more, thumbs back a little bit more, so that is a clear contact to the wrist rather than unsure.
Well, and just having somebody ready to help with the ball handling. Screen by Nelson, takes it in, drives, almost gets the roll. As she spins through contact to go to the free throw line. Foul on number 20, which is Lafferty.
Good body control by Nelson to get that shot off. That's one of those that you see a lot of times they don't end up taking the shot and they don't get the 2 free throws.
So Nelson off to the left on the first. Not a high percentage free throw shooter. Harden.
Cougars like to go for those bank free throws.
Yeah, we had a JV player high and hard off the glass was her go-to on the JV team.
Well, yeah, Beaver made one that way. Actually, that wasn't a free throw. That was just a jump shot. But Lawrence made a couple that way, I believe, on his free throws.
High screen, looks for the roll. Underneath, pass broken up. Nelson doing a good job of securing it. Prater back up to Beaver. Got Sanchez waiting long on the wing. And got another offensive foul. The second one for the Cougars. Nelson put a little sauce into that one. That's just her first foul of the game. Cougars still, again, not able to get any points on the board here. 17 to 16, or 17 to 6. Ball over to the wing. Dribbled in by Daniel. Doris got a hand on it. Beaver ripping through with Hausch. Going to get a jump ball. Hausch, we're going to hear her name, and she's got an older brother that's a senior. Adam Hausch, we'll see. She's been a 4-year starter. That's a backcourt.
Not Adam Hausch. Wyatt Hausch.
Wyatt Hausch, excuse me. He's been a 4-year starter for Diamond as the point guard. Beaver off the screen to Nelson. Nelson looks through, passes it back up to Beaver. Beaver looks nice. And good job by Jesse to get in there and finally get some points on the board after a long dry spell for the Cougars. Prater's going to get called for the body.
Really nice rip through by Hoyer. That's the type of play that a good defender can smother, but Hoyer just did that high rip and it put Truly in a bad position, and she committed the foul.
I really like that offensive play by Beaver down there, just to kind of fake out the defender and get a good layup. Doris kind of cheating up. Pass over to Daniel. Daniel over the head. Nelson able to secure the steal. 3-on-1. Pass over. Confusion. Not quite sure who that pass was for.
Yeah, that's that numbered break where they really should be. They should know what spot to be in. That shouldn't be 2 players to the same spot.
House tries to save the ball. Nelson, all by herself, goes up awkwardly. Oh, and we're going to get a foul, which bails out the travel. So that foul is going to be on, I believe, number 21, Hoyer. So Gondo comes in after receiving her second foul in the first quarter. Couple screens over to Sanchez. This time they're guarding that play. And
yeah, Truly really needs to step to that ball. That needs to be an inside foot pivot, square to face, rip through, and now she has left-hand dribble for an elbow jumper. That defender's overplaying that. That can't just be a knockaway.
Ball to Beaver. Pass over to Nelson. Nelson's got the step if she wants it. Oh, nice find underneath. Sanchez waits just a little too long, but still draws the foul on Hoyer. And Sanchez is going to have another opportunity with the trip to the line.
Really good find by Nelson underneath. I don't think Sanchez knew where she was exactly because she turned and faced and then saw that she was open And by that time, the defense had collapsed.
And good to see some free throws drop for the Cougars as they narrow down to an 8-point lead. Cougars slowly getting some points on the board. Short on the second. Agondo unable to come up with the rebound.
Hausch got away
Pretty
with
mess. And offensive foul.
Wow.
On the loose ball on Starbuck.
Yeah, I was going to say Hausch got away with a bad pass there, but she didn't, because it put Starbuck in a really bad situation where she is dribbling without being able to see where she is. Good job by Truly facing up and drawing that charge.
So Wildcats here take a timeout as they lead the Cougars by 8. 3:49 left in the second quarter. So one of the big questions coming into this season, as the Lady Cougars graduated out their primary scorers, who's going to score for the Cougars?
Yeah, and with Stout out, like we said, it's more than just who the talent is. It's how can you get these girls in the right positions so that they can work together. And they had a little bit of that where they're just not sure who should be doing what.
So Doris leads all scorers with 4. Nelson with an opportunity, lays it off the top of the glass.
Nice job by Nelson planting that foot and cutting back for the back door.
So the lead now just 6, and House throws the ball, and Daniel's not ready for it. And so Cougars put together a little bit of a run here. A couple substitutions here as we get the starters back in. House getting a breather, so not all the starters.
The two Sweet sisters.
Jesse for the pull-up, bounces off, and ball goes off of Russell's hands.
Really explosive dribble by
Sweet
Beaver to get open for that jump shot.
Good to see her use that left. Ball over to Sanchez. Sanchez open for 3. Oh.
She's going to keep getting those. She needs to keep being willing to take them.
Yeah. Well, Cougars, so many of their inbound sets are to set her up for that 3 opportunity. So Nelson pokes the ball free. Lucky she didn't get a foul on that. So Sweet now bringing the ball out with Hausch getting a breather here. Floater and is good by Daniel. One of the few seniors to see any action tonight for the Wildcats. Ball back up top. Over to Nelson. Nelson being guarded by Gondo. Up to Lackey. Lackey pass to Sanchez. Sanchez goes in, gets blocked. Oh, Lily loses the ball. So Lackey was there after the block, but just couldn't control it and lose the ball to bounce. Sweet pushes the ball up. Finds Daniel. Daniel to Hoyer. Hoyer finds open Agondo, who finishes the play, and the lead goes back to 10. Doris brings the ball up. Got a mid-range there, just off the mark. And picks up her dribble. Davis picks up her dribble. Sanchez break, and almost. So good play by Sanchez to steal the ball away. Goes right back up, but foul on Daniel. And Sanchez goes to the line. And makes the first shot. 9-point lead for the home team. This game is not a district game for the Lady Cougars, who are Class 2. But it is a district game for our Class 3 varsity boys tonight. So good on both of those. So good shooting by Sanchez. Warrior crosses over, looks for the inbound, or the pass inside, not there. Ball's tipped by Nelson, and the ball's kicked out of bounds by Hoyer. Substitution here as Hausch comes back in for Daniel.
Nelson's really been keeping the Cougars in this on the defensive side. So many deflections and steals.
So ball rolled in for apparently no reason. Ball over to Beaver. Beaver looks for a drive, dribbles off her hip. Hausch is there. Falls down as Hausch crosses her over. Shot is good by Hoyer to extend the lead to 11. Ball to Doris. Doris to Lackey, turns and shoots. That's how the transition is supposed to happen. As Lackey's just in the right position, turns, makes a good shot, and cuts the lead back down to 9.
The Cougars have been so good at that for so many years after a made basket, getting right down and answering.
Good cut by Hausch. Nelson finally gets the ball put together and gets blocked as she goes up for the shot after a good fast break opportunity, but she was just able to really control the ball, dribbling the ball down the court.
Yeah, I'd like to see her just use her athleticism rather than stopping on that block. Just go up, draw the foul. Let your teammates get the offensive rebound if you're going to miss, or draw the foul.
Prater comes into the game. Tough pass. Beaver's able to hang on to it. We're going to get a foul there on Hausch as she was reaching for the loose ball.
That's a bonus.
That's her second foul of the game. And Jesse's going to get an opportunity for a couple free throws. So Cougars have had shot opportunities elsewhere, but the free throw has been the most consistent points for them tonight.
The difference right now is the 3 3-point baskets for Hoyer for the Wildcats in the first half. Cougars have yet to score on a 3.
Well, they've had some opportunities, just unable to come through. Hoyer dribbles the ball across, guarded by Doris. Cougars running man. Prater on Sweet. Ball up to Hausch. Dribbles in Gondo. Good take. Ball's knocked out. It looked like it might have gone off of Diamond's hands. But
yeah, Prater kind of slapped it away. That's one of those where you see the slap knock the ball away and you just kind of give it to the offensive team.
Hausch dribbles through into the contact. Floater's good.
There it
Beaver
is.
pushes the ball up to Prater. Prater just a little hard on the rebound. Gondo pushes the ball up for her opportunity. She's going to drive all the way through. Good defense by Beaver. Ball's loose, and we're going to get a jump ball. It's going to go Cougars ball. So I think this is an important possession here going into halftime to cut the lead from 9 just down, but to go in off a made basket. 15 seconds. Beaver gets the offense set up. 7 seconds. Sets up her own 3. Short. Now let's see if we can not foul at the very end on a half-court shot. And we're going to foul. Luckily, there's no bonus there. 2.6 seconds left. As Shirley gets called for the block. Just her second foul of the game. Oh, man, Cougars. Unnecessary.
Well contested three-quarter court shot.
Unnecessary. So, Cougars not letting Diamond run away with it, but still not doing enough to work themselves back into this game.
Yeah, we looked at their records. Diamond started this season 3-0. They've lost 6 of their last 7, but if you look at their opponents, they played a really tough schedule.
So Cougars have some adjustments to make here at halftime as they're down 26-17. So we got about 10 minutes during halftime here, so we'll take an audio break and come back for the second half. All right, welcome back to the second half between the New Heights Lady Cougars being hosted here by the Lady Diamond Wildcats. First half, really just offensive ineffectiveness by the Cougars as they've been able to not being able to generate any real offense or consistent. They've had a couple good inbounds plays. They've gone to the free throw line, but outside of that, just not much.
Yeah, they've had some good open looks. They've created open looks from 3. I think we're 0 for 6 in the first half from 3-point. I know Julia Sanchez came up real big. Was it the rush game that she was real cold in the first half from 3? She came up with some really big 3-pointers in the second half of that game to secure the victory.
Yeah, game definitely within reach. Cougars not getting blown out here as we got a shift here as Lackey starts here in the second, and we're going to get a foul here pretty quickly. So Sanchez, who's started the first half, is not here to start the second. So coach working with her on something as Agundo goes to the line. After, I didn't see who they called the foul on. So Gondo learning from our girls on the free throws, using the glass to extend it to a 10-point lead. Good block out by Doris. Pushed the ball up just a little high, but nice control by Beaver. And good extension to get the point. So good transition points for the Cougars early in the second half.
Yeah, I love how Doris got that rebound in the paint and looked for an outlet rather than putting that dribble down into congestion in a quick transition bucket.
Kick by Prater. As Roselle was trying to enter the pass to Agondo. Roselle to throw the ball in. Ball up to number 11. Pass it over to Sweet. Sweet looks for the entry pass to Agondo. Not there. Nobody picks Sweet. Agondo gets the shot. And Lackey comes up with the rebound. And Beaver goes to the outlet. Pushes the ball up the court. Looking to move into transition. Pass to Nelson. Over to Prater. Backdoor pass just a little, not ahead of Nelson, just behind her a little bit, and Agondo gets a piece of it. Entry pass over to Hausch, goes for the reverse layup, not there. Draws some contact on the rebound, nothing called. And nice drive, and Hausch is going to call for the body, and they're going to call it on the shot, so she's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Beaver, a nice job establishing herself here in the second half.
Hausch with her third foul of the game, being left in the game. And bounces around and falls.
That's what we call clean living when you get a roll like that.
So Hausch in foul trouble here early in the second half with the third foul. Can't pick up a fourth. So
yeah, and she plays very aggressive defense. So it's easy for her to pick up a cheap foul.
And needs to definitely be aware of that as she's their primary ball handler. We're going to go back in. We got a timeout here. As the coach wants a timeout here early in the second half. So the Cougars starting off good here in the third quarter to cut the lead back down to just 6.
And that last possession by the Wildcats, they went to the left corner. I don't know if you saw, but Prater kind of got lost. They had a wide open wing player, I guess not confident to take the 3, and they went back to Agondo inside, and Prater was on the weak side blocking a double on a player on the backside. It ended up working out for him, but hopefully Coach Blankenship is talking about that personnel positioning as they come out of this, I assume that they're going to look for an open three-pointer from Hoyer. She's had 3 three-pointers so far in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, Hoyer shot really, really well from range. And like you talked about, that's definitely the difference here in the game is those threes make a huge difference. Cougars have none, and Hoyer with 3. Hoyer passes the ball on to Hausch. Hausch over to Sweet. Screen comes through on the backside. Doris does a good job fighting through the screen. Tough point shot. Gundo gets the rebound. Pushes the ball over to Hoyer to Sweet. And she goes for 3. Shots long. And we get a foul. Excuse me. 11 is Roselle.
You see again that pass to the wing, and there's nobody guarding the wing.
Yeah.
Prater's dropping to the backside block.
Yeah, that's been open the past several possessions. So looking for the inbounds. Hoyer. Hausch drives through, passes over to Gondo. Back into a Gondo who goes up physical into Nelson. And Nelson draws the foul. Just her second foul, but it is the Cougars' 3rd team foul early here in the 3rd quarter. Gondo a little long. And we're going to see Sweet check in for Roselle. Gondo goes up for her second. 5:55 left in the 3rd quarter. 6-point game. Long on the second. Hausch comes in for the rebound, and Nelson just steals it away from her. Fast break opportunity. Right hand, but enough touch, and the Cougars are in this game. It's the 4-point lead.
Nelson just rips it away on the layup attempt.
Sweet looks for the entry pass. Ball's poked out by Nelson. Doris didn't see it. Ball entered. And a 3 opportunity for Sweet. Leaves it short. Ball's on the ground. Agundo goes up for it. Misses it, gets her own rebound. Nelson, it's a dangerous place for Nelson to pick up her 3rd.
Wow, Hausch could have got called for one there.
Nelson with the opportunity. Slows it down. Fades away unnecessarily. And Hausch rips that ball free.
Well, it was 1-on-4, and she did a turnaround jumper instead of just making the bounce pass.
So Agundo with a good pass. Doris providing some good defense. Oh, man, Prater luckily turns around in time. Ball to Nelson. Agundo gets it, and we get the inside, and a block by Agundo. So number 20 comes in, Lafferty. So Agundo gets a breather.
Yeah, it could have been a 2-point game. Big turnaround on that steal by Nelson into the layup missed into transition for the Wildcats.
And we're going to get a foul as Beaver just drives into congestion.
10?
No.
23.
Yeah, it's on Sweet. Her second foul. Yeah, Hausch was in the area. If that would have been the 4th foul, that would have been very tough for the Wildcats. Beaver gets the roll on the first.
Some more clean living from Beaver.
Quaddy comes in, as does Sanchez for Prater and Lackey. 4:41, 5-point lead. Good rebound by Doris. All sorts of traffic there. Gets it
nice
underneath
find.
the Quaddy, and Quaddy gets the foot back. Yeah, so good. Doris getting double teamed. Finds Quaddy ready underneath, who goes up for the shot, gets fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Appreciate the announcer pronouncing Quaddy correctly. Quaddy just needs to relax. A little tight here. She goes up for her first one. Up for the second. Take the shot. Take the shot.
Well, she drew the.
Yeah. That's the 3rd time she's done that on varsity this year.
That double triple hitch really gets him.
It's really delayed after she gets it. And that shot's just off. Oh, foul by Doris, not called. I heard that with my headphones on. Good drive as Ella pokes it free.
Yeah, I don't know how Ella got a hand on that without fouling, but she did. It looked like Hoyer had a step and was going to make an easy layup.
Definitely not afraid of reaching. Sweet into Hoyer. Hoyer looks for the three. Misses a good rebound by Beaver. Pushes the ball up to Doris. Doris gets blocked. Huge block by Hoyer. As Doris had position. I mean, that's a 50-50 call in my mind.
Yeah, I feel like she went up with space and then got contact at the ball.
Ball passed in, good lane, nice take. We're gonna get a foul here. Who's this one on? There's a little bit of a touch foul, and that's on Hausch, and that's her fourth.
Yeah, 4:10 left in the third quarter. The ball handler defender in serious foul trouble.
So that's tough for Diamond because that call, that was really kind of an unnecessary reach by Hausch. But the Cougars not shooting well from free throw here lately. Good shot by Nelson. Glad to change that rhythm. 4-point lead now for Diamond. As Sweet brings the ball up, which I'd presume for a good portion of the remainder of the game. And you can see why Hausch is so key to their setting up their offense. Doris looks in, passes it over to Beaver. Handoff to Doris, screened by Nelson. Picks up her dribble, passes up to Beaver. Beaver drives into traffic, and she's going to draw the foul. I don't know about some of these.
Foul.
Yeah. So Cougars just basically halfway through the third quarter are in bonus. Is it bonus or double bonus? Because there's only one bonus.
Well, we're just calling it two-shot bonus.
Okay. Is that the official book? Is that what it's called in the book?
Yeah, it's a bonus, but it's two shots.
Got it. Good shot. So Jesse cuts that lead down to 3 as Agondo checks in. So Diamond putting themselves in a little bit of a pickle here if they continue to struggle with that ball pressure. Ball's long, ripped down by Hoyer. She pushes the ball up, loses the dribble. Gets it back, long 2, short. Agondo's able to secure it. Passes back in, and Sanchez is going to get called for the reach as the refs try to balance out the foul count here. That's Sanchez's third foul.
Yeah, we're not too far off. Cougars have 4 fouls already this quarter.
That's not good. So they blew the buzzer. Nelson pushes the ball up the court, loses her own dribble, and makes an unnecessary foul, a frustration foul, as she tries to act like, what, on me? As Starbuck gets the ball.
That's her third.
Yeah.
So Sanchez and Nelson both with 3. We are in the bonus.
So Nelson chose to bring the ball up all the way. She had a couple of teammates up ahead, but she lost control of the ball, and then trying to regain it kind of made an unnecessary foul as Lackey and Prater come back in for the Cougars. So kind of a 3 big set you don't see very often for the Lady Cougars. Senior Starbuck makes both, down to 5-point lead. Prater almost picks up her pivot foot. Over to Doris. To Quaddy, skip pass over to Prater, who hangs on to it. Beaver looks for the baseline, not there. Sets back up the offense. Some contact there as the steal over to Hoyer. Beaver does a good job disrupting. One-on-one, takes a step through, just rolls out. Loose ball, we're gonna get a jump ball. That'll stay Cougars ball.
Yeah, Beaver made a tough step through there, but she's got a wide open Prater on the opposite block. If she takes a step to the right and then bounce passes into Prater, that's an easy layup for her.
I mean, you really start to see the trust that people have for their teammates. Tough pass. Prater able to come with the steal. Over to Beaver. Beaver for the pass over to Doris. Doris for the three, long. Cougars come up with a rebound. Like I was saying, you just don't see the strong trust with some of the upperclassmen, some of the underclassmen.
Got a face there.
Prater comes through, the ball gets stripped out, and a turnover. Sweet brings the ball up, passes it over to Starbuck. Starbuck into a Gondo, over to Hoyer. Hoyer makes her own space, passes it over, gets set. And good job by Prater to secure the position and the rebound. And ball just over Lackey's head.
Yeah, just a bad decision there. There's no that even if that pass gets through, it's not to a good position to attack.
So Roselle checks back in the game. As Starbuck brings the ball up. And we're going to get a reach on Prater as Agundo had position. And Prater now with 4 fouls, who started the game in the place of injured Stout. And Agundo's good for the first. So the Cougars got it back within 4, had an opportunity to kind of strike away the lead. They've had some good looks, but just not able to dig out completely after some errant passes. Errant passes. Agundo for her second after being good on, and she makes both of them. 7-point lead, 1:38 left in the third quarter. Good push. Finds Sanchez open for 3, just short. Good loose ball. Agundo was able to secure it. Thought Beaver had it there for a moment. And the long pass is going to be thrown out of bounds.
I don't know what she was looking for there, but 2 guarded players on the block and threw it 10 feet over their head.
Diamond just keeping the pressure honest with a full court man. Beaver doing a good job tonight handling that pressure. Got a great open lane here, just long. And Agundo with a fast break opportunity, and she seals it as Diamond extends their lead back to 9. Pass it to Sanchez, ball's poked free. Sanchez, and we got a foul here as Beaver draws the contact as she cuts through the lane. That foul is on Roselle, her second, and so Beaver go to the free throw line. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I don't know what percentage of shots we have from the free throw line.
Yeah, Beaver's been the only one that's really been successful from the free throw line.
Nelson comes in for Quaddy. Nelson with 3 fouls. Need to be careful here at the very end of a quarter. Good shooting by Beaver. Cut the lead down by 7. Skip pass, screen, long 2, rims out. Agundo with a good rebound and putback. As there's some discussion amongst the Cougars on who needs to be where on defense. So Agundo really taking charge here, leading all scorers with 14. as Diamond has a 10-point lead. Push up to Sanchez. Sanchez back up top. Picks up her dribble. Roselle goes up, and she's going to get fouled by Beaver. After the good steal and push, and Beaver just disrupts that shot. Send her to the line.
Yeah, Beaver's dribbling one-on-one at the top. Picked up her dribble and kind of put her in a bad spot. She's good enough that she just needs to be able to take that player off the dribble.
Well, it's tough because their offense, they're waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
Right? There is some screen action and things like that. Now Doris is going to grab a seat as Quaddy comes back in. I think it's just a breather for a moment as Coach gives some specific direction to her. And that shot's good. 12-point lead. 24 seconds left in the third quarter. Here brings a dribble. Drives through on the baseline. Short jumper. And a good shot by Jesse. 10-point lead. See if we can finish this half without a quarter unnecessary foul. Clock's coming down. Passing to Gundo. Hard off the and Cougars.
The Wildcats have really closed the quarters strong.
So Cougars brought it back within 4, but just unable to consistently dig out of the hole that they're in.
Yeah, Nelson's going to have to play the whole fourth quarter for the Cougars to come back. And I don't know if she can do that on 3 fouls or not, but that's what it's going to take. She's too disruptive down low to not have her in the game, and it creates so many opportunities in transition, which is where the Cougars have been at their best.
So you see some of this here. I was mentioning the game. I want to make sure I'm clarifying that some of the upperclassmen, some of the starters, you know, and then you got the people off the bench are really role players. They're not looking to score, and oftentimes those upperclassmen aren't looking for those passes or those open looks. Now, some of that reason is because some of those people are coming off the bench, some of those girls aren't necessarily controlling the ball and having a tough time making that or making the shots. So that trust and that chemistry is so crucial to be built over the course of the season. So I look forward to seeing how that develops over time. So we're back with our original starters here for the fourth quarter. Only one really in serious foul trouble here is Prater, who has 4. So, and Agundo with the shot, no good. Nelson's able to tip it, comes down with the rebound. Doris finds Beaver. Beaver looks up to Prater. Prater loses control of the ball. That's a little bit of what I was talking about there. Prater was in good position. Beaver finds her. Pass was just a little bit late, but Prater unable to hang on to that ball. Lackey comes in here for Sanchez.
Yeah, Sanchez must be dealing with a little bit of an illness.
So ball to Agondo off her feet, but recovered. Ball's loose. Doris comes up with the rebound. Able to maintain control, pushes the ball up.
This is the last game of the calendar year for the Cougars. They'll play their next game in January, the day before school resets.
And Beaver just dribbles the ball off her foot. Turnover. We got a substitution. A lot of late substitutions. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Tonight in this game, the coaches are getting them in there late and disrupting the play. That happened significantly on an inbounds play where Diamond got an open look. They didn't convert, but still tough. Cougars running a trap, 3 quarters. Prater doing a good job of maintaining the ball. Nelson's goes up against House, who stands her ground, but Prater's now going to foul out of the game. Well, or was that on? Yep, and that's Prater's 5th. So Prater just going up for the loose ball, draws the contact, and that's her 5th foul. Coach talking to the ref. taking his time.
The ref handing the ball to the inbounder in that situation is just so ridiculous. Like, look at your other refs before you inbound the ball.
So Quaddy comes in for Prater, is fouled out. Good hustle play by Nelson with the loose ball to get the turnover. So Hausch still playing really tight. Or excuse me, that's not Hausch on her anymore. Nelson over to Quaddy. Quaddy passes back in, and Nelson, good defensive play there by Lafferty. And a bounce pass, Lackey, good hustle to disrupt that pass to Hoyer before she has an opportunity for a layup. Cougars run in a box and one. Well, kind of. Shot's no good. Loose ball. And we're going to get another jump ball, and it'll stay Diamond. So Beaver staying tight on Hausch as they know that the offense runs through her. Passes up to Hoyer. Hoyer, good read by Beaver. He drives in, gets a jump shot, a little long. Ball's tipped, and we're going to get a foul here on the loose ball. That's going to be on Hoyer, which is her third foul.
That's the third or fourth time where I feel like we had open runners if we just make that bounce pass to the next player for the easy layup.
That's what I'm talking about, that trust that you have with the teammates. To be able to, if I'm going to pass it to you, I need you to finish, you know? And just not having that confidence in the teammates. Which, again, I don't think is irrational at all. So we got a timeout here. Cougars need some offensive spark. We've been able to pull it back tight. We've been able to make some good plays to create, make some action. Need a little bit of that here. Jesse's done a good job here in the second half to kind of create some offense for us. And Nelson doing a good job on the boards, taking away their second look opportunities. So 6:28 left in the game, plenty of game for Cougars to get hot. Hausch still in the game with 4 fouls. So Lackey subs in. So Cougars with their 3 big set, which again we haven't seen a lot of this year. Nice find. Oh, good find. The Nelson just unable to complete the layup. Don't get an unnecessary foul, Ella. Pass back up to Starbuck. Starbuck over to Roselle. Roselle to Hoyer. Hoyer back over to Lafferty. Diamond running a spread offense as the Cougars are in zone. Taking their time. No rush here to score. Just looking for the open man. Roselle back over to Starbuck.
The Cougars maybe in a triangle and 2.
And we're going to get a foul, unnecessary foul by Nelson. That's her 4th foul.
Yeah, that's a costly foul for the Cougars.
And Sanchez, I think, is going to come in for Quaddy.
Looks like they're playing man on Hoyer.
Yeah, you might be right on that. And we got a jump ball. It'll go Cougars ball.
Doris Doris running with Hoyer wherever she goes. And Hoyer hasn't scored since the first half. She's got 9. She's got 3 3-pointers, but hasn't contributed in the second half with a basket.
Ball brought up by Beaver. Thought maybe Sanchez was going to read a little bit higher, and Sanchez stopped her momentum. And the ball thrown away. Still a 10-point lead. Dorsch gets a hand on the ball. Hausch goes in. Nelson with the block. Pass bobbled and recovered by Diamond. Big three here. Just long. Dorsch gets the rebound. Everybody's swarming. We're going to get a jump ball. As Diamond was able to get a hold of that rebound. And stay Diamond's ball on the inbounds. So ball over. Cougars still setting back. Leave Starbuck wide open and double dribble. So just under 5 minutes left. 10-point lead for Diamond. Cougars need to get something going. Beaver with the tight, with just a good defense, and we're going to get a foul on Hoyer.
Great job by Beaver. Hands up, didn't contest on the ball, but contested with her body in good position and kept from drawing the foul, but made the basket hard to score.
Beaver to bring the ball up. 10-point lead. Ball off the screen action.
We need it.
Oh, good rebound by Lackey. Nelson, ball's tipped out.
Yeah, whenever you can get an offensive rebound on a three, I always tell my shooters that's a good three-point shot. If your team can get the offensive rebound, that's as good as a make.
Cut to the basket, Ella. Ball tipped on the inbounds, and we got another jump ball.
Ooh. Risky with Ella having 4 fouls.
Yeah, she's got to be
to
careful.
go in there for that jump ball.
Got to be careful not to get some ticky-tack foul on a reach. Go. Inbound to Nelson in the corner. Finds Lackey and he turns and shoots. Good play, and Sanchez is going to get a foul. So they're letting him kind of play underneath a bit. They're not giving him a lot of calls underneath, but then definitely some reaches or some.
Yeah, I like that. When you no longer are in your cylinder and you make contact, you got to call that a foul to keep the game clean.
Ball up to Starbuck. She's left open. Lackey comes out. Dorse reaches through. Nice hands by Nelson. And Quaddy comes in now for Lackey. 4:04. Still no points scored here in the last couple minutes for either team. Wide open. Ball's long. Nelson with a fast break opportunity. Nice and soft off the glass. And one as she's hit unnecessarily. I don't think that was on purpose.
They're going to discuss whether that should be an intentional foul.
Let's take a look at that on replay.
They say a common foul.
Yeah, it didn't look. Just looked like they were just late there. Unnecessary foul.
Yeah, I mean,
by
there's no contact to the ball. It's a uncontested layup that they're pushing in the back. That's definitely one that's right for them to discuss whether that should be an intentional.
Nelson too hard on the rebound and putback. Cougars cut it down to an 8-point lead as Hausch is back in. And good pick by Beaver and a good layup. Let's go Cougars, timeout.
Yeah, Beaver's got that spin move by Hausch read, and she was setting up to take it as soon as Hausch pivoted.
So good play by her to not just only get that steal, but to finish with the layup to spark the Cougars here with 3:39 left in the fourth quarter.
And just one timeout left for the Cougars. Like I said, you got to save those timeouts. Can't waste them early.
That's what you said?
Hey, there's no evidence I didn't say that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Everybody's now buffering back.
Yeah, okay, let's look at Beaver's steal here.
Yeah, good play. Just way to be there. Good, clean finish. That's exactly what the Cougars need as they cut the lead to 6. With plenty of time here for the Cougars to complete the comeback. 3:39 left in the 4th quarter. Cougars being led in points. Here by Beaver with 16. So Sanchez, Doris, Nelson, Beaver, and Quaddy running a press. Ball's passed in to, hey, pushed up. Ball back over to Starbuck, who sets it up. Coach wants him up tighter. Gundo, step back. Tough pass. Hausch able to recover it. Beaver pokes the ball. A lot of reaching here by the Cougars. Got to be careful. Pass over to Hoyer. Nice pass to Hausch. Pass back up. Again, Diamond, just good passing up top. Looking for the open opportunity. Cougars playing some tight defense. Hoyer's got the ball. Go to Hausch. Hausch gets the screen. Ball in the Gundo. Good block by Doris. Fast break opportunity as Nelson comes up and lays it off too hard. And almost picks up. And man, oh man.
She's got 4 fouls.
Unnecessarily reaching for the ball on the far side of the court. And Gundo gets an open lane and takes the lead back to 8. Ball up top to Beaver. And that inerrant pass to Gundo. And she goes up. Ella goes for the block. Good play. Sanchez finds Doris underneath. Good play by the Cougars. And
I believe that's their last timeout, unless I have a. There's no timeouts recorded on the scoreboard, but my chart says it's their last one.
Let's hope that one of the assistants there is keeping track so we don't get an unnecessary technical blowing a timeout we don't have.
Oh yeah, the ref is saying that's their last timeout. Diamond has 3 timeouts remaining.
So Cougars, good little spark there.
You know, that's the first time we've seen that last bounce pass in transition rather than taking it themselves.
Yeah.
I really love to see that by Sanchez.
Yeah. Good court vision, way to be in the right positions. And again, that's Coach B, that's, you know, he works really hard with them as he's run that very, very similar transition offense for years.
So Cougars are going to open up in the press, I assume, after this made basket.
Nelson needs to be careful not to pick up an unnecessary 5th foul.
I do want to say a quick thank you to my great Uncle Al for the audio equipment that he's provided through his trust that he left to Christian organizations.
Thank you, Uncle Al.
We're getting it tested tonight with the band right next to us.
So Hoyer over to Hausch. Ball's lost. And Beaver comes up with it. So good defensive possession by the Cougars. Don't have a lot of time here. Need to score pretty quickly. Oh, that's, ooh. Agando got beat on that top side. Nelson drives in herself, step through, and she gets called for the travel.
Yeah, she had her right foot down, which is her pivot foot, she picked that up, which is a legal move to go to her left. So I don't think that was the correct call, but maybe I missed something there.
Almost a backcourt here by Hausch. Doris comes up quickly, draws the foul. Cougars have one more foul to give. Doris with 3. Both Sanchez and Nelson with 4 fouls now for the Cougars. As Doris picks up her 3rd. Good hands there by Beaver just to poke it loose. 6-point game, minute 20 left.
Yeah, it's still a 2-possession game.
Well, that's assuming we can make some threes.
Cougars have yet to make a 3 this game, but that's when we like to make them, when they mean something.
Okay. So Coach B puts in a couple JV players. Hetzel and Lawrence, probably because of the foul situation, they've got fouls to give, so they're going to go get them.
Yeah, the Cougars will go really aggressive on the inbound to steal. If they don't steal, they'll just commit a foul.
Yeah. And looking, because they've got too many key players in foul trouble.
Obviously, in this situation, you want to play denial on their best players and force the ball to a weaker shooter and then foul them immediately.
So Beaver, I'm assuming, will be on Hausch. Beaver's got fouls to give, so she only has 2. So I imagine we'll see her guarding pretty tightly. Hausch, senior Daniel checks in for the Wildcats.
Yeah, even though 3's a senior, that's the one you want the ball to go to.
Ball passed in, and Quaddy's going to pick up the foul.
I'm sorry, I didn't get it. They caught me off guard there. Foul underneath.
Yeah, they got the ball into Agundo, and Jenna was just there to pick up the foul. And that'll send them to the line, and so we'll get some substitutions here. As I'm sure we'll see Lawrence and Hetzel check out. As our players with foul trouble will check back in for the offensive possession. Agundo misses the first. Players need to get set here. Gundo pretty good from the free throw line tonight. This is the first. Bounce out for the second. Good. Nelson, good pass to herself. Drives in. Gets the layup. And got a foul there by Beaver. He quickly fouls. So good touch by Nelson, who struggled with some of those layups tonight.
Yeah, like I said, foul number 2, because she'll miss both free throws.
And your level of awareness, both in the past and in the future, are, I'll say, inerrant.
My recall is phenomenal, and there's no way to check whether that's true or not.
And we'll call it really short on the first.
There's been a couple rebounds that have come really long on these free throws. Someone needs to make sure they box out the shooter. Tendency to go long after a missed short.
Cougars quickly inbounds. 5-point lead for Diamond, 43-38. Ball over to Doris. Doris for the 3. Oh! What a time to make the first one of the game.
The
two-point game. Ball's pushed up. And missed shot. Sanchez gets the rebound.
We're out of timeouts.
Oh, and throws it away.
Got a foul.
Yeah, and gets the foul there. Man, Cougars with a golden opportunity after a great 3-point by Doris. And Abel Agundo misses the shot.
Doris with the step back 3 off the recovery dribble.
Man, Cougars had possession of the ball, just weren't able to maintain it to get the ball to half court after just narrowing down to a 2-point game. As Hoyer's good on the first, now it's a 3-point game. Long rebound. Recovered. Cougars tight defense. And we're going to get a jump ball, so good job forcing the jump ball quickly. 3-point game. Just under 34 seconds left. It's Diamond's ball. So do you foul here? You go for the steal? What do you do? Nobody underneath. Whew. Got to get there. Bounce pass in. Errant pass. Beaver doing a good job. Ball's kicked. Hangs on to it. Passes it into no. Sanchez tries to save it. Oh, man. Tough play. Cougars, great hustle, and now we're going to see a timeout. Or excuse me, some fouls.
That's what we talked about. You're trying to save the ball, throw it to the basket over giving it to the other team. So we can't falter for that, but maybe a little panic by Beaver there.
Oh, got a foul. You're in there to foul. And Lawrence commits the foul. Send House to the free throw line. I don't know exactly why Coach pulled Beaver there with only 3 fouls.
Yeah, I mean, if we tie this and we have overtime, then you got to have you don't want to have Beaver with 4.
Okay, that makes sense. 3-point game. House goes to the free throw line to extend it to a 2-possession game. And just bounce out. Cougars got to be kicking themselves because they had opportunities with the ball, but threw it away both times and weren't able to get any shots. So House to the free throw line, just under 23 seconds left, 3-point game. Home crowd here in Diamond. It's long.
Oh, wow.
Hutzel gets a rebound. I think Cougars are getting some breaks. Just not getting that rebound. As Roselle goes to the line to shoot 2 after Doris gets the quick foul. And she makes that shot.
This is why you put players on the line on free throws, because offensive rebounds are easy to get in high school basketball.
Oh, we got a lane violation.
Wow.
On who?
Yeah, Ella stepped in first. And so they're saying that the
I saw it on
violation-
Agondo. I did not see Ella step in. Just a mental error there by the Cougars again. And that allows them to make that shot. 5-point game. Beaver pushes the ball up. Ball to Nelson. Nelson loses control. To Sanchez, gets blocked. Pass over to underneath. And Hoyer ices it. And long shot. So Cougars, just too many errors at the end of the game as they narrowed the lead, but just had some costly turnovers, just feeling that pressure and rushing the passes.
Yeah, Diamond closed out each quarter really strong. May have something to do with the way they were subbing during the game, but Cougars had opportunities, like you said, 2 consecutive possessions with a chance to tie, and couldn't get it into the front court to get a shot off.
I appreciate the Cougars' comeback there. They never gave up. They worked hard to stay in the game and really did narrow that lead down. But just costly turnovers late just slowed down that comeback. And so Diamond comes away with the win. So hopefully after the break, they come back in 26. And Alex Stout is at full health. And we can kind of get back into our offensive rhythm. So tough loss for the Lady Cougars here tonight. As the JV boys won, our JV girls lost, our varsity girls lost, and so we need our varsity boys here to take back so we can tie it up tonight here for the last game of 2025. So thanks for listening in. We'll go to an audio break. as the boys close out our night of basketball here.